So we open with everyone asking Tariq, all these ghosts rather, why their blood is on his hands. Because Baby Bop is a vicious little dinosaur. Animals of prey. So apparently everybody does know that Professor Carrie Hilson offed herself. I mean, she was going to by STD anyway, the way she was going. However, they're going to have Tate as a witness for the prosecution and try to rehabilitate her. You know, don't speak ill of the dead and whatnot. I'm sorry, dead or alive, Heifer was messy. Meanwhile, Monet is trying to call her cousin's son, Zeke, and he ain't answering. Cause you a lying heifer. You and Carrie Milgram are cut from the same cheap cloth. Itchy on the inside, nasty on the outside. So Tate presses Baby Bop for the photos since he's got to get up on the stand. He said, look, hearsay isn't helping me. I need hard career-ending proof. Meanwhile, Kane thinks he can just go home on Mecca, and Mecca said, you better put your hand on the chopping block. I don't know why you would let him get close enough to grab you. You know how he is. That's something you tell him over the phone from another country. Oh, he ain't cut his hand off. He made him the number 2 position. So now he got to live at his house? Why don't you get Zeke to live at your house? Why you want Monet's other kids to live at your house? Have the one live with you that's actually yours and hers. Kane too stupid to live with you, but you'll figure it out. Also, Mecca, why would you want anybody to know where you are 24/7? That seems like a setup for a setup. Everything is still going according to plan with the product theft. Kane calls his poppy and says, Kane tell his poppy that we ain't got no product. No sale. However, Daddy want him home, and he's like, I don't live there anymore. And neither does Love. Child, he done torn the bedroom up like Maxine Shaw when Kyle asked her to move to London with him. Drew said, actually, the cadet cut Monet off because Monet was working in Stanfield with Tariq behind your back. Yeah, I kept it from you because I wanted vengeance. He said, I was going to give you the business because you were smart, but you did something this stupid. Honey, he don't care about selling bumps. He cares about getting pussy. So the daddy sends Drew off to Stanfield to snatch his stash. Meanwhile, in court, Tate's telling Tariq, I need those photos now or I'm going to destroy you on the stand, off the stand, however I can, little man. And you know he's serious when he says, boy, when you put that yee on it, you about to get your ass whooped. So he slides him the photo in the pisser. So I guess it's just fuck Braden's dad. He gonna need to sell drugs now. However, Tate decides to throw the case by mentioning his brother was in on the investigation. Child, he said, my brother heard from an eyewitness there were 2 men there. All right, let's get Kane caught. So because of this hidden evidence from the prosecution, Method Man's trying to get the case dismissed and get a few sanctions on top of it. The judge gives the prosecution 48 hours to get their investigation underway. You better find that witness and find her fast. Meanwhile, Zeke meets with his long-lost pappy Mecca, and he's like, look, Monet is still around. He said she lied to me for my entire life. To my face, I don't trust her. And you shouldn't. Monet ain't the way. So Mecca tell him, look, just talk to Monet and I'll get you a private coach so we can make sure you're the best in the draft. And then age won't be nothing but a number. Back at Casa Tejada, Drew and Diana are planning on stealing Tariq's QR codes for the lockboxes. See, you shouldn't have told Diana nothing. You better get Effie on your team. But now we have Monet finally coming clean to Zeke about his birth. And the only reason she telling the truth is because Mecca there looking at her. Mecca gonna say your mama had a reason for keeping me away from you. I was bad news back then, but you can trust her. No, you can't. He gonna ask her, did you have anything to do with Monet's untimely demise? You know she did. I'm surprised she was able to get that heifer up on the rafter. Here she go with her lies. I'd never hurt you like that, Zeke. After Lorenzo kicked me out, I came right here to Dante. He said, well, you know what? I'm going to get drafted and head on, and y'all can leave me alone. So Zeke's going to get killed either this episode or the next. Meanwhile, Everett's getting that basketball pussy. However, he won't give his boyfriend a tattoo and goes in the bathroom and starts going through his wallet. Why you need his student ID? Meanwhile, with the prosecution, Braden has been brought in to identify who is Lorenzo on Lauren's wire. Lord, but Braden's brother rats him out. Child, y'all gonna have some problems paying for this defense in a minute. The brother says, oh yeah, he knows him. That's who deals drugs with Tariq and who wanted to beat my ass. Lord, the brother's singing and all. Oh, the cop who stopped us was Officer Ramirez, who was working with Kane. Tariq bragged about it. I told you Braden's loose lips was gonna sink ships, but sometimes it's the fool next to you. Oh, they have them on dash cam. The attorney says, look, either you corroborate your brother's story or your accomplices. Take your pick. So I guess they're gonna have to turn on Tariq. So they don't know which brother gonna testify just yet. However, they look, they both get complete immunity. That complexion of protection, I tell you. Oh, but back at the dorm room, Braden realizes Tariq gave Tate the photo. Can't trust a dinosaur. Lizards ain't got no love. So as Braden storms out telling Tariq, it's not always about you. And Tariq's telling him, well, I could go to jail. Diana stops by to sneak his QR codes. So Diana, to distract Tariq, tells him all about the truth she's been telling with tears in her eyes. Mom's been cheating with Dante and that Zeke's dad. So when Tariq go to get this heifer some water, she gets the QR codes. He's got to go to his meeting with his lawyer, but she said talking about this made me feel so much better. So her and Drew quickly head up to the roof to get the stash boxes, and they snatch and grab. So they bring it on home to Poppy, but he still ain't pleased with Diana, but him and Drew head off to get their business back in order. Lord, but Zeke and this terrible blonde hair are at a draft press conference, and I think somebody about to tell his real age. He telling everybody he about to work with a private coach. Yup, I was right. Right in the middle of the press conference, the tea breaks that he's been lying about his age. But who blabbed? The agent tells him, if this is true, you can forget about Sacramento. You gonna be stuck in New York. I mean, you'll still get picked up by somebody, maybe. Possibly. Child, you should have gone on and signed. But now Tariq runs into Lauren and she confesses everything about the wire. And he said, well, I knew. I wasn't too surprised. He said, well, you told me you never loved somebody or sacrificed yourself for them, so I knew you would do whatever you had to get ahead. Even if it's giving head. She said, well, Braden was the suspect, so I was just trying to keep you out of it, and then you had to spill your beans. He said, wait. You got Kane on a wire? You need to go. You need to get out of here now. Molly, you in danger, girl. Lord, so Mecca and Monet meet Zeke on the basketball court while they trying to console him. They get hit with a drive-by. Some bad aimers, though. They was moving slow. I mean, girl, Monet was like, okay, it was a slow drop to the ground. It was like, I ain't gonna mess up a nail now. I might catch a bullet, but I ain't gonna mess up a nail. If I saw a bullet, it would be, So Baby Bop tell Effie he wanna help Lauren escape. And she's like, she's a snitch who's gonna get her stitch. You can't help the heifer. And what if she turns on you yet again? Effie gonna say, I don't know anything more disgusting than that. Wait till you find out Diana done dipped with your stash. So now Effie goes to have a meeting with Kane to tell him it's Tariq's girlfriend that's the snitch. And she tell him, Lauren got you on a wire. So Kane calls Braden and says, we gotta take care of Lauren. He said, well, look, if you don't off Lauren, I'm off you. So get to it. He's like, I've never killed anybody before. Well, you wanted to play gangster, now you gotta be gangster. Meanwhile, Tate is having lunch with the congressman, the one who tried to shoot Tariq. So Tate's at dinner with the guy that runs the DNC and slips him the photo. Look at this. So now the prosecution trying to get Braden to give him enough on Kane to put Kane away to save his brother if they put him on the stand. With Alvin from the Cosby Show, he with Tariq peeping outside the window of the family that's about to adopt Yasmin because it's too late to stop it. You done lost your sis. Well, not really. You know where the heifer live now. But Tariq just looks at his sister one last time and is like, you know what, you better off here, away from my mess. With Monet, she's telling Mecca, I think Lorenzo came after us and leaked Zeke's age info. Oh, she wanna kill his ass. He said, nah, if we could go contigo, we'll pack our things and we won't say nothing at all. Baby vamos. I'd baby vamos. And Zeke can't be in the NBA no more, so let's go. But now Effie and the Hardy Boy meet to talk about Tariq. So Braden tells Effie, I got something I gotta do, but I really don't want to do it. And everybody's saying that's the game. And she said, well, you look for the game. You've been chasing the game, so here it is. You don't know what I have to do. Well, she gonna figure it out, especially since you said Tariq ain't asked you. She know it's Kane. The heifer's out thinking ya. Effie said, look, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Meanwhile, at Mecca's, he's found his bag is missing, so he locks Kane in, and Kane's like, I gotta go home. You ain't going home, you his pet now. A PT. He also says, I know you stole my drugs, but I let it slide. So after he leaves, he calls Monet and says, Mecca says I know he stole his stuff, which means he might know you're in on it, Monet. Monet is like, why would he leave you alone in his home and not just kill you if he suspects all this? Because he wants to know who Kane's gonna call. However, wouldn't Mecca already know that Kane was Monet's son? But however, Monet about to get a picture of Mecca and realize she's been dealing with Duante. Meanwhile, Tariq's going through the bag, getting all the information out, and there's a file in there on a case. However, Tariq calls Braden and asks him to take Lauren out of town. He already outside her house getting ready to shoot her. He's like, well, damn. Also, you ain't gonna shoot nobody on Convent Avenue. I used to live right over there. Too well trafficked. You've got the school, tour groups. That area is actually quite gentrified, so no. So Lauren comes out and gets in Braden's car. Meanwhile, Tariq gets a call from Davis letting him know who Mecca is, a dangerous informant. Tariq go in his room and Mecca waiting for him. Where's my bag, boo-boo? And Tariq said, well, it ain't here. I guess Tariq knows it's got something of value in it that might keep his hide together for one more day. I'm ready for that dinosaur to go extinct. So because he's a snitch, Dante's in jeopardy if this information gets out. He said, who else knows? Oh, you're scared of what Monet might think? Tariq said, I need $2 million to keep quiet. He said, okay, I'll give you the money when I get the bag, but keep this tracker on you. You gotta watch him. With the Hardy Boy, he's leading Lauren to the second location. He said, I just gotta pull over real quick. Yeah, and pop you one. So he get out the car, go to get the gun. Get out! Let's just talk about this, girl. You talk too much, that's your problem. So Braden don't shoot her, he just throw her some money and tell her she gotta go totally off the grid. So Braden is a two shoes. Girl, but Lauren couldn't get up the road quick enough before Effie come and she gonna shoot her. Meanwhile, we got Monet and Kane waiting at Dante's crib and he come in, she like, put the gun down. And Kane is like, wait, this is Dante? I thought it was Mecca. She said, oh, so you was gonna hold Kane here so that way we wouldn't be able to say no to you. You've been doing this shit for years. She's gonna throw the robbery on Lorenzo, saying he set it up and we ready to go with you. But we gotta get rid of Lorenzo first, the common enemy. So after a hard day of killing, Effie crawl in bed with Tariq. Okay, Tasha. And that's where the shit ends. So I'ma see you soon for something.